Also new tonight and staying in Springfield, Mayor Dominic Sarno and Springfield Fire Commissioner B.J. Calvey teamed up at Nathan Bill's Bar and Restaurant for Toys for Tots in honor of Gunnery Sergeant Tommy Sullivan, brother of Joseph Sullivan, who co-owns Nathan Bill's. The family-friendly event featured a special visit we saw from Santa Claus there as he arrived thanks to a Springfield fire truck. Western Mass News caught up with Joseph Sullivan, who says the event is a way to remember his brother Tommy.
We've been doing it for about 7 years now. It's to honor his memory. He died in Chattanooga in a domestic terrorist attack. So it's honoring his memory.
Sullivan added that the event is also a great way to celebrate the community by having a fun party where kids can get early Christmas presents.